It descended into violence. On Friday night, white nationalists attacked counter-protesters.
Blood and soil! Blood and soil! Blood and soil!
And on Saturday, a woman named Heather Heyer was killed when a man purposely drove his car into a group of counter-protesters. In response, President Trump blamed both sides.
We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides. On many sides.
He didn't call out the white supremacists by name. He didn't acknowledge that they were the ones who had initiated the violence or engaged in the lethal violence that killed Heather Heyer. Instead of assuring people that these groups are dangerous and wrong, he actively misled people about what happened in Charlottesville. He implied that the white nationalists and the counter-protesters were equally to blame, that hate was a 50-50 split.
We must love each other, respect each other, and cherish our history and our future together.
All of
As you can imagine, it is a challenging, difficult morning. George is on the scene in Florida where another community is in disbelief, shocked by devastating violence, this time at that Florida high school on Valentine's Day.
This image, one that has become all too familiar. Students evacuating with their hands up. The suspect in that deadly shooting is now in custody. New images this morning showing him being taken to jail. George is outside that school. Good morning to you, George.
Good morning, guys. That is the school right behind me, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. It is a huge school, 10 buildings, more than 3,000 students. And if you ask people here in Parkland, why did you move to Parkland? They say it is for that school, one of the top schools in the state. Parkland consistently voted one of the safest communities in America until today. Here's what we know at this hour. At least 17 people have been killed, students and adults. At least 15 injured, and the shooter, 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz.
This is the Real News Network. I'm Sharmini Pires coming to you from Baltimore. The gunman that killed 9 people in Charleston, South Carolina, Dylan Roof, was charged with 9 counts of murder and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. He confessed to his actions on Friday, and when asked why he did it, his response was to start a race war. The victims were clergy and parishioners of historic Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church. The 3 men and 6 women were among those killed, and the youngest victim was just 26 years old. Charleston police officials have called it a hate crime, but South Carolina has no hate crime laws to prosecute the perpetrator. Hence, the federal hate crime laws will have to be enacted, and those laws were strengthened in 2009, allowing federal authorities to bring resources for investigating and prosecuting potential hate crimes. Where in cases where there is no local laws or abilities.
Shots fired, possibly people down.
Sheriff's deputies rushed to Saugus High School, reporting to an all-too-familiar call.
We grabbed our friends and we just ran.
Gunfire disrupting the early morning hours at a high school in Santa Clarita, just north of Los Angeles.
I first heard the shots, then I heard people start running. Everyone was panicked. We turned off the lights, we locked the doors, and then we all just sat and waited.
Scared students sending the kind of text no parent ever wants to get. Like this one saying, "Everyone is saying there's a shooter on campus. I don't know what's going on, but I love you and Dad so much." Authorities clearing the building, students walking out single file to safety, and worried parents waiting to hear if their kids are okay.
It's stressful and overwhelming.
The Sheriff's Department confirming at least 2 people are dead, 5 other students were injured, at least 2 in critical condition. The suspect among those injured suffering a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The motive still unclear.
He is identified as a 16-year-old male whose birthday is today. The weapon that he used was recovered at the scene. It's a .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol, which had no more rounds in it.
The Santa Clarita community in shock.
We're horrified. It's a great community, and for something like this, it's too close to home.
The Sheriff's Department confirming that all victims were students here at Saugus High School between 14 and 16 years old. In Santa Clarita, Elena Gomez, ABC News.